Hey, this is Dave from DQ Studios, and today I'm looking at 3 little tiny video fluid tripod heads for video shooting on the go. I'm shooting a documentary that requires me to carry all my gear on carry-on planes, so I can't bring my beloved Sockler tripod head. So I'm looking at the Ulanzi little tiny fluid tripod head. We've got the Smallrig with a trick up its sleeve, the leveling base, and we've got another Smallrig which has this little balancing trick on the top here. Now, which one's going to be the winner? Spoiler alert, it's going to be this guy. Although there's a lot of caveats and it depends on what your priorities are. But it's the lightest without the arm and also gives me that leveling tripod base. But there are some caveats, not the best. I'm going to have links below for each of these, as well as a table of contents that you can click on so you can go to the sections that interest you most. First of all, let's take a look at the different features. All of them are going to have quote-unquote fluid, which means some kind of friction for the panning as well as the tilting of these guys. Now, all of them have quite a bit different capacities for maximum weights of cameras they can accommodate. This Ulanzi claims to be able to hold up to 6.6 pounds, and that's going to be about the entire weight of my rig. So we're going to take a look at how that does. This one claims to have an 8.8 pound rating, and this one claims to be able to carry up to 11 pounds. Now, the caveat is all of these have different weights themselves. Now, I don't use the arms that come with them because I find that my camera is long enough for me to control the tilt with it, as well as heavy enough that I don't really need the extension of the arms. But with the arms, this one weighs 364 grams. Without it, this one weighs 285 grams. This one weighs 321 grams with the arm and only 260 grams without the arm. This one weighs 490 grams with the arm and 402 grams without the arm. And I'll be traveling without the arms just to save space and weight. All of them come with a built-in Allen key. The Ulanzi has the long section of the Allen key arm exposed, and I found that I've almost lost this guy many times. Both of the Smallrigs have a system where the long arm kind of sits inside and you have to push from one end and you can pull from the other end and it comes out. So I have a feeling, I don't know for certain because I haven't used it very often, that this one's going to be harder to lose, which I love. Okay, the other thing that the Smallrigs have are a 1/4" 20 standard female attachment point. So you can put a little micro magic arm in here and add more accessories if you want. That's a nice little touch. Now, the other thing that this one has that this one doesn't is that it has a leveling base. And all you need to do is lefty-loosey, reduce that set screw, and you can 10 degrees any direction and level this quickly, tighten that back up, and then you're ready to shoot. Both of these do not have that feature. They just pan and they tilt and they lock in either of those. This one has a trick up its sleeve where you can release this lever and go back and forth about 1 inch, allowing you to balance your camera, which will allow for easier movements for tilting. Okay, now let's put these guys to the test and put a 6 pound, 6 ounce camera, which is my actual rig build, to the test. Now this one, oh, I should also note, when you remove the arm, unfortunately, you can't remove the screw and the clamp for the arm, and that will still add bulk and weight to this little system here. Now this one's got a fairly good smooth pan, tilt, and not so great. And I should also look at the limitations of movement. This one can go straight up on the backside, but it can't go straight down because the set screw here is just not made to do that. So you can't go totally up and totally down. Let's see how it locks into position. No problem at all. Not bad, very usable. Let's go to the next one. And here we go. We're going on to the CH20 with the leveling base. Let's clamp this baby down so make sure I don't lose my camera. And this one, let's make sure we're all loose. The pan is actually a lot looser than Ulanzi and also a lot looser than this larger Smallrig. So it's fine, but not, if you're going to do really slow pans, probably not as controlled, unfortunately. I wish they put more drag on the pan on this guy. And for the tilt, actually not bad. Yeah, it's actually usable, not bad. Now let's go to the last one, make sure we can lock in. This one goes straight up but it cannot go straight down. It bottoms out right there. And I should also note, even though it's got a leveling base, it's not the strongest leveling base. Even when you reef on this guy, tighten it down, you can move it with your hand. So, you know, it's fine. Now here's the last one. Let's tighten this one down. Then let's find the balance point by releasing this lever. That's pretty good. That's the maximum that I can push it back. And that's not bad. And if I can go down, oh, this one goes all the way down as well as all the way up. So it's got the most range in the tilt, which is nice. These ones you can just reverse it if you need to go all the way up or down, depending which side you have to go to. So that's not too big a deal. Now, the other thing is that this one's got quite a nice friction on the panning, and it's got quite okay friction on the tilt as well. But this doesn't have the leveling base that this one has. So what's more important? Is it going to be the balance, or is it going to be the leveling base? In use, after years and years of shooting, I think for myself, I'm going to be keeping this one. It's the lightest one of the bunch at only, 260 grams without the arm. Yet it has the leveling base, a usable tilt, which is nice, and a semi-usable, yeah, the worst of the panning. But again, I can live with that because typically for dock work, I have to set up quickly and get the shot. And this is what's going to help me do that. Now, depending on your priorities is going to depend on which one works best for you. I find that both the Ulanzi and this heavier Smallrig have about the same pan friction, which is actually excellent. My wish list is that the Smallrig would make a version of this guy that has more friction on the pan, matching the larger Smallrig or this Ulanzi here. And that would almost be the ideal travel. I'd also wish that they make the leveling base just a bit stronger, because it doesn't create confidence if you can just knock the camera and the whole leveling base be off. Okay. Now, that being said, lightest of the bunch, winner overall for the number of features as well as the ease and quickness of setup. But again, your needs might be different than my needs. So definitely check them out. There's links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.